Hello and welcome back once again to Season 11 in SnowRunner, and as you can see, we are in the driver's seat right now of a modified Kenworth 963. This is the heavy mover variant with the new 4-unit IX rollback tow body. That took a lot of memory to get that out. But with that being said, we have a bridge that we need to build out here in the Scandinavian region on the Mountain Ridge map. And this southern bridge is going to be very important to open up because it's going to give us a lot more ease of access to the other side of the map, allowing us to get a bunch more tasks and contracts done. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and kick off the southern bridge task, or rather the bridge issues task. And let's also put this thing to work. Now, one of the major things that we need this for is we need it because it is really a main artery of this road system. So let me get this thing turned around and then make our way back on down this way. I will also say, I've got a couple more trucks that I cannot wait to share with y'all, and I just installed them, and I think they'll be really, really, really good for what we're going to be doing next. And I also will say that, remember how some of those trucks that we were using recently, the tweaked trucks by Mr. Buses, I was wondering where some of the wheel and tire options went, and, well, let's just say I didn't have the correct wheel and tire package installed, because what Mr. Buses did is actually moved those to a, essentially moved them to a separate wheel pack. And the reason why they did that was because it actually lowered the RAM usage of the mods themselves, the vehicle mods on consoles. So I'm really happy that they did that. I just didn't realize that there was a separate wheel pack I had to install. So I've got that done now. And let's see if there's anything that's just chilling right here. No energy in the zone, which we could put something there, but I'm not really going to worry about it too much because there is also a warehouse just down this road where we can pick up these materials. It's a little bit further of a drive, and it would definitely save us some time if we had a generator in that zone, but we don't have one right now, so it's really no big deal, and we're going to just use it as an opportunity to go for a little bit of a cruise in this 963. I also really want to say that the heavy mover version of this truck, the modified heavy mover version, is so much better than the vanilla version. It's a huge step up, and it actually allows you to use this truck in so many more scenarios than you would have been able to use the vanilla version. And especially for someone like me that really does like this truck, it kind of gives, you know, just fans of it in general, more ways to enjoy it. And for that reason, I really love it. Now let's see. Oh, this factory is like way up by the movie set? I feel like that's kind of an odd place to put it. Just a little bit odd, but we'll get up there and we'll figure it out. Just a little bit further to go now. I've never actually been to this warehouse, so kind of experiencing this for the first time. Also, this barely fits in a lane, and I mean like barely, especially with these ultra-wide winter tires, the ones with chains on them. This barely fits in a lane. All right, you got something for us? Because we need 2 units of beams and 1 unit of blocks. So we'll actually have to come back for the blocks, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and... Oh! Actually, we might actually have to just go ahead and load up the blocks, because how many blocks do we need? 1 unit? Okay, so we're gonna have to come back for the blocks, and I think we are gonna have to move the generator, or rather get a generator, because I don't know. I mean, I guess we could buy one right there at the generator store, trailer store. I suppose we could. Let me switch over to my Mac Defense and just check to see if I actually can or not, because I think we can buy one, but I'm not entirely certain. I'm not 100%. Let's see. Can we buy a generator? Yes, we can. Okay. So that's perfect, because I'm just going to pull this down to that production site, and we're going to leave it there, so that on the way back, we'll actually be able to just drop these 2 things off that are on the 963 right now, and then just drive right up the road to go back to the production site, load up the other unit of beams, and then we should be all good. to be very careful navigating this, because if you go through that at speed, you won't have any suspension left. Like, you literally will not have a single bit of suspension left afterwards. It's just not gonna be there for you. So let's get on in here. I am really, really glad that we had the Mac just sitting around by the garage. It turned out to be super helpful. Power generator discovered. What do you mean power gen? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me see. Probably a separate task for that. That's fine. Okay, let's see. Attach, turn on, and then we'll wait for it to power up, and now we can detach. And I just want to see if they are craftable. So let's see. Metal beams. I'm just going to craft as many as I can, because this is going to be super helpful to us in the future. I'll craft 20. 20 is way more than we need right now, but I think having 20 in there will benefit us greatly in the long run, because metal beams are kind of one of those constant needs that you're just gonna have in this game. So what we'll do is we'll drop this stuff off, and then on the way back through, we'll just stop there, pick up one more unit of beams, and then we'll be good to go. And in hindsight, maybe I could have done it even faster if I hauled a trailer behind this thing, but it's so close that it's really not that big of a deal. At least I don't think it's that big of a deal. It really depends on how efficient you're trying to be and how strict about that efficiency you are. Let's make our way on out of town now. A little bit of a frame hiccup there. That's a bit odd. I wonder if there's like some back-end stuff going on with the PTS or whatever. Every once in a while, the public test server will have like random frame hiccups, and I think it's just one of those things that's got to do with the fact that they are messing with, you know, some of the ways the game works in the back end, especially the way it loads textures, the way it preloads things, and so frame rate variances on the public test server are more than to be expected. And really, the only thing that bothers me about this is that, again, we are going to have to come back. But that absolutely pales in comparison to how glad I'm going to be to have that bridge open. Because that bridge is literally the main road. It's not like it's a side bridge. It's not like it's a, oh yeah, we could open this at some point. It's like a necessary road. It's like that first bridge that you build back on the first Michigan map when you very first start SnowRunner. Yeah, it's like that important. Give the Mac a little bit of a horn honk while we go by, because again, it's so close. Excuse me. Oh wow, I love how the sign gave us no damage at all. Like, hitting the sign gave us no damage, but the rubber traffic cone did. SnowRunner is so logical. It's so logical. Not really. Boom, boom. Okay, now we just gotta grab that one last unit of beams, and it'll be super easy, it'll be knocked out, and we will have a main highway bridge ready to go. Oh! God, apparently that horn is powerful. It, pulls metal street signs out of the ground. Up and over it goes. I need to make sure I leave this thing out of high range, because for whatever reason, the way the gearbox in this truck is set up, high is actually quite slow in comparison to the higher gears in automatic mode, like 7th, 8th, and 9th. So unless you're in a very specific scenario, I don't really recommend using high gear with this particular transmission. And let's see, loading, metal beams, make sure that's the last thing we need. Yep, we got 1 out of 2, so last unit, and we will be all good. Are we gonna clear that? No, and I don't wanna hit the generator. Especially not while it's running and not while it's like doing its thing. I love how that sign didn't fall over. I honked at you because I expected you to just fall. Here, let's see if this one will. No! Wow! All of a sudden now the signs are like impervious. Yeah, like the signs earlier didn't want to well, actually no, sorry. The signs earlier fell over immediately, but the others are just like staying put. I don't understand this physics system sometimes. Wow, who knew scraping a guardrail was gonna be that nasty to your suspension? All right, we ready to have a bridge open? Let's go. And boom, that's a bridge done. Wonderful to see our infrastructure being repaired like this. We owe you one. Cool, cool. So let's go across and just make sure that there's nothing else that we need to do with this bridge setup, because I think that this is all we need to do, but I just want to make sure by going across and getting everything sorted out. So, yep, this one looks fine. And now that we're on the other side of the river for the very first time, I'm sure there's a lot more jobs that we can do in terms of getting this map's infrastructure all dialed in. But what we really need to do is we need to get out here with something that is equipped with a portable radar unit so we can really get a handle on the geography of the rest of this map, because we haven't done that yet and we really need to.